So really, this is the moment we've all been waiting for. We're at our presentation portion of the meeting, and it's a great honor for me to introduce P 49221. This is a resolution honoring Rensselaer County veteran Leonard Roden. This is going to be a presentation by legislators Ken Harrington, Dan Casale, Bill Maloney, and a special guest, Colonel Tom Walsh. Yeah, I understand there's quite a bit of family here, and you're all invited to come on down to the floor, if you would. We hear some of you have driven far and wide to be here tonight, so please come down and join us.
Right here next to me. All right. Tom. On this side? Well, thank you. I know it was, we said something like, I don't know, 6 o'clock. I'm amazed at this guy's stamina. Well, that's what we get when we get old farmers, I guess. I asked Tom Walsh to come down. Tom had my position for some 20 years as a legislator, and back then we started this program up in 2017 to honor living veterans, and Leonard was one of the first ones we wanted to do, and we never got that job done. So I asked Tom to come back. And be part of this. Tom is on the County Veterans Committee, and he's one of the guys that really put a lot of work into these programs, and they've been a real success as far as we're concerned. But tonight we're going to honor veteran Leonard C. Roden, Sergeant Roden, and I'm going to read the resolution. This is resolution from 2021. Whereas it is consistent with the duties of this legislative body to recognize the achievements of citizens of Rensselaer County, we acknowledge with respect and admiration individuals whose bravery and dedication have been so valuable to our community. Whereas Rensselaer County owes a great debt to the men and women of our loyal armed forces so bravely stand ready to preserve our American heritage. And whereas Leonard Len C. Roden was born on June 5th, 1927, just before me, in Brunswick, New York, on his family farm to the late Chester J. Roden and Mabel Knapp Roden. He is the brother of John, Willard, Carolyn, Leroy, and twin brother to Leland. Whereas Len attended school at the end of the road that he grew up on in a one-room schoolhouse where his aunt taught all grades through 8th grade, and then went on to attend Troy High School. After graduating, Len stayed on working at the family farm until he was drafted in the United States Army. And whereas at the age of 23, Len was drafted in the United States Army and was in the 7th Infantry Regiment, 3rd Infantry Division, Company F, from 1950 to 1952. Len served in the Korean War, where he was assigned to the Armored Infantry Division. Whereas after completing his training in Fort Devens, Massachusetts, Len traveled by train, ship, barge, and truck to reach South Korea, where the fighting began. He was shot in the hip above the North Korean 38th parallel, known as the Iron Triangle. It was evening, resources were limited, and there was another soldier more seriously injured, so Len walked through the night and into the next day with a gunshot wound so that the other soldier could be carried out. After he was released from the hospital, a month later, Len went back to fighting fully knowing that the Army was short-handed. Whereas Len's service and injury earned him a Purple Heart, along with many other awards. In addition, he also received the National Defense Service Medal, the Korean Service Medal with 3 Bronze Service Stars, Combat Infantryman's Badge, First Award, and the United Nations Korean Service Medal. On September 13, 1952, Len was honorably discharged from the United States Army with the rank of sergeant. The page is apart. We've been sitting there so long, I think they're all stuck together. Whereas after Len returned home, he married his wife of 69 years, the late Janet Grace Roden, on May 20th, 1952, at Fort Hood, Texas. Together they have 3 children, Kathy Constantino, Carol Van Hartem, and Stephen Roden. And whereas Len was employed by Niagara Mohawk Corporation for 36 years, he worked alongside his twin brother Leland, and whereas Len has devoted his life to helping others by being an active member of the community and has belonged to many organizations throughout his life. These organizations include the New York State Grange, Odd Fellows, Purple Heart of Troy, Korean War Veterans, Disabled American Veterans, Brunswick Historical Society, American Legion, Sullivan's Jones Post, VFW Post 7466 of Posenkill, and the Society of 3rd Infantry Division. And whereas the First Presbyterian Church of Brunswick has always been Len's center of existence. He has attended the church his entire life and is now one of the oldest members. Len truly loves living and is known for his devotion to his church family, his friends, community, and country. He sings the God Bless America every night at bedtime and is considered to be a true patriot and home hero. I mean, that even breaks me up. Now, therefore, be it resolved that this legislative body does hereby acknowledge the sacrifices this great man and his family have made and continue to make for the ideals for which this nation stands, fully confident that his achievements and contributions will live on to serve as a legacy for all, and be further resolved that the clerk of this legislature hereby directed and transmit a copy of this resolution suitably engrossed to Leonard C. Roden. I have that resolution here. And before I present it, Tom, do you want to say a few words?
Yeah, thank you, Ken. It is a great pleasure here to honor Lenny tonight. I've known Lenny for probably about 30 years or more. I was his neighbor. We were 2 miles away, but we were neighbors. I can remember watching Lenny. I was supervisor of the town of Brunswick, and the one thing we never had to do was mow the grass along Church Road, because Lenny was out there with his tractor mowing it. And when he got through with mowing that road, he went over and did the ball field. And you'd always see Lenny on his tractor. But I went to school with his brother, Roy. I graduated from high school with him. But I was a little bit young when it came time for the Korean War. I got in the National Guard at the last 6 months of the Korean War, so thank God I didn't have to go over there. what Lenny did, and he did a great job over there. And you see right now, Lenny's got his colors on. He was an infantryman, and he's very proud of it. And the badge he's got here, I guess every soldier who was an infantry wants to have that badge, the combat infantryman's badge. We're very proud of you, Lenny. Okay.
We'll hold that over there. Anyone else? Anyone else want to speak? I'm pretty proud of Leonard. I've known the family a long time too. I think Leonard was born in, what, 1927? That's the year the Harringtons moved into Brunswick. So this is a family that's been in Brunswick much longer than even the Harringtons. So you were there way before then. So there were farmers on White Church Road there, and we were farmers. All the farmers were pretty close. I knew your brother Leland, and because Leland and Mary operated Lee's Dairy there for a short period of time for the Lee, Roswell Lee and the family there on the corner of Pine Woods and on 2 and Pine Woods. And I think I was 10 years old when I ride over with my dad to the dairy. And I'd have to go every day because I would get orange juice or milk or something from your brother, twin brother. So it's certainly my honor to have you here and present this proclamation to you. Would someone like to speak?
I want to say one thing, Ken.
Yeah.
How you? Just like to say about Len, I've known Len for probably 20 plus years now, and there's not a church dinner or an event I don't go to in Brunswick or outside of Brunswick, Pittstown, whatever, and Len is always there with me, with his daughter. And he's just a great guy, and I call Len, he's my hero and one of my best friends. Thank you.
So we got, before you all leave, here, I'll give you those, and you can hand them out, and if you want any more copies, thank you very much. Appreciate your service.
I haven't seen you in a while. How you doing?
Good, very good.
Thank you, sir. Thank you for your service. Thank you for your service. Yeah, when Dr. got down there, he's a walker too, so we just, we got to finally get him down there.
Beside her and guide her. I'm going to need a 5-minute break.